Well, they can't all be exciting, can they? 2006 Opel Zafira 1.6 petrol. Got a quick call about this the other day. Just a little cheapy. €400, so I just bought it over the phone and we'll see how it goes. Give you some idea. It's a long time out of tax, a couple of months. It's NCT tested for another month and 3 months more with the COVID extension. So I've actually booked it in for a test later this week and I'm hoping it goes through without too much trouble. I'm thinking I paid 400. I'm hoping it'll either pass or not fail on a lot. Maybe spend 200-300 tops testing it, and then depending on how that goes, maybe ask 1,000, 1,100 for it. It's not a huge amount of money in it, but it might be a nice, quick, easy flip. I know a lot of Opels this kind of age are undesirable or undesirable-ish, and this one's no different really, I suppose. But you know, it's a relatively small engine, relatively cheap tax compared to others, 7-seat. It's not in terrible condition, it's not in great condition, it's not in terrible condition. I haven't really seen it myself in the daylight now. That's damaged, but it should pass. There's not a whole lot of condensation in it. You can see there's a lot of kind of, see this area here is like some kind of okay-ish touch-ups around the body. They're not great, they're not terrible either. The headlights are a little fogged, but I think they might pass. And there's just a few more kind of roughish touch-ups. Like this area here, you can just see these lines. It's a slightly different colour. And there's a little bit of crack in there in the touched up paint. But all in all, I'm optimistic this won't go too badly. So I'm basically just trying to, I mean, it's bought now so it's too late, but I'm just trying to eyeball it to get a gauge on whether it may stand any chance passing an NCT. Quick check of the vitals under the bonnet. Coolant is pretty full and a decent colour, which is always a good sign. That's a little damp on that belt. See this ridge in the middle of it and shine. That belt's fooped, but you know, I don't think either of those are going to be an NCT issue. See a little bit of an oil weep down the valve cover here, but again, not a big deal, not something that's going to come between us and an NCT. No mayo. I'm not a racist, but that oil is absolutely black. It hasn't been changed in a little while, and well, the level's spot on, so you know, I consider that to be a reasonably good thing. I'm just looking around this. All the tyres are this. I'm always saying about cheap tyres, Harmonic, that's a shit brand. But you know what? Tread depths look okay. Front brakes, if you can really see that on the camera. Maybe you can. No, you just can't. Gotta stop trying. You can see the disc surface is nice and clean. I can see there's a decent amount left on the pad, so that's quite good at the front. Rear tyres again are Harmonic, but tread depth is good. Rear discs are similar to my previous video. You can see the entire braking surface, and this much here is corroded, this much here is corroded. That braking surface is okay. I think you need 2/3 clean surface to pass. They're not great, but I think that is a pass, so you know, we'll take that. With any car like this, there's a big dent in the sill, but the sills are nice and unrusted, which is really, really good. And if we just run around to the other side, that brake disc is in a similar condition, maybe slightly worse, but I think that'll clean with a bit of driving. Calipers and the carriers and stuff do look pretty rusty, so I mean, they're not amazing, but they're okay. Another Harmonic tyre with a good tread depth. And these brakes on the front also look quite good. Disc surface is good, there's plenty of meat on the pad. Another Harmonic tyre. So I'd take from that, I know the tyres are bad, but 4 matching tyres, good tread depth, always a good sign. Oil level being full is a good sign, coolant being full is a good sign. You know, it may not be perfect, but I think someone has been spending a little bit of time maintaining this. So, you know, I'm optimistic we might get on okay. Just taking a very quick look up underneath the rear of the car. Again, just to try and gauge the NCT. The exhaust box looks okay. Everything on this passenger side here doesn't look too bad. Spring looks good, shock looks good. Everything's nice and dry around the brakes. But you can see the corner of this brake dust shield. If I can point my finger just here, is corroded off. That might be a fail if we get a sticky tester. Rear beam, a little bit of surface rust, but it's not too bad. And if we look at the other side, dust shield on the rear disc, just there, that's corroded off, so that is probably going to be a fail. I might try and tidy those up beforehand, maybe not. Those rear handbrake cables, can't really see with the sunshine, they look kind of newer, like they've been replaced before, so that's kind of a good sign. I'm a little worried about those dust shields, but we'll see how it goes. It will be a pain if it failed on them, but sure, look, we'll cross that bridge. The rest of the chassis doesn't look too bad, there's no rust, no holes. Everything looks nice and dry, so I'd consider that generally to be good. If it wasn't for those pieces of rust, I'd be absolutely thrilled, but we'll see how that gets on. Spare looks good. It's another shit brand, but it's a decent looking tyre. Looks like it hasn't been down in a while. Oh, so I consider that good. And I suppose just very lastly, it does have a tow bar, removable tow bar. I don't know if it's been pulling anything. Sometimes you see them on cars like this for bike racks, different things like that, or for, you know, taking trailers to the dump. That's what you say in the ad anyway, isn't it? No one ever says they're pulling a fucking speedboat. That's a shame about those dust shields. Hopefully it's okay. Other than that, not so bad. While we're standing here, got these wheels for the Celica. These are off of Prius. These are like ridiculously light. Look at that, 2 fingers. I could really pick them up with 1 finger if I could balance it. Super light. 4 new tyres. Different video about those, but I'm looking forward to getting those on. That lamp's kind of fogged up too. The longer I look, the less happy I'm getting. Oh dear. Moving around the inside of the car. These are the 2 rear seats, which are obviously just for very small people. There isn't a lot of leg space there. But if you fold them flat, which I don't know how to do, you do get a good bit of boot space. But the most impressive thing about this Zafira, anyone who's in the trade or anyone who knows anyone with a Zafira, they're usually in a fucking jock. This one is really clean. See where the corner's torn off the carpet there from getting in and out. But seats are almost stain free. It's really good. That's all really nice. That's stereotypical. Seatbelt getting jammed. A little bit of rust there, but €400 car. Oh god, that sounds that sounds just fine. Front of the car again is pretty clean. Steering wheel cover to hide the mileage, I'm sure. That brake pedal rubber might be a fail, and the clutch pedal rubber actually they're not great. They're not terrible either for all things considered, but they're not great. Maybe a fail depending on the tester, we'll see. A couple of little stains on the front seats there, but really still super clean, because these cars are usually in terrible condition. Just jumping into it, it's absolutely full of petrol. 282,000 kilometers. You know, is that a lot? Maybe. Probably. Last serviced at 263, next due at 278, 282 on it. So it's 4k over a service, but just gonna turn that off, stop that beeping. 4k over a service, not the end of the world. I always like to find an Atlas in a car, because anyone boring enough to drive an Atlas is boring enough to look after their car, so that's really good. Shitload of paperwork in here. It's like all the old NCT certs are there, which is great. Last test was done January last year with 168k, 168, 182. It's on 14k. That's not a huge amount in the scheme of things. Those dust covers might have been like that last year and past. Who knows? But that's not a huge amount in terms of will it pass again this year. I'm still optimistic. I shouldn't be, but I am still optimistic. CD player, don't care about that. Service history. Come on. Oh my goodness. That's positive. I'm so excited now I can't even turn the pages. Service no 7, service no 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, again in 16, that was a busy year. 18 and 19, last one, 19, 278, that's the one that's in the windscreen. So reasonably good service history. And time belt. That's great. And was looking at the logbook, there's 5 previous owners, which is roughly one every 3 years. So, you know, as Zafiras go, this one's not too bad. Oh, definitely put them in the ad. Everyone loves seeing all the old tax discs in the ad. That's fantastic. So that's really good. Happy with that. Yeah. So, who knows? Will it pass? Will it not? It's booked in for 2 nights' time. I always book a late NCT. Hoping to just get in and get out pretty quick. It's booked for 25 to 10 at night. So I'm hoping for good things with that. I'll do another video and let you know how it gets on, and sure, let me know what you're thinking, I suppose. But generally, I'm not too unimpressed. Look at this, actually. That is so Star Trek. If that is worth €400 on its own. How many clicks are on that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe too many, but it looks cool. There's no way we won't get €400 back for this, worst case. I'll just keep telling myself that and maybe I'll be right. Pump the tyres, put a drop of petrol in it, and give it a quick wash and hope for the best.